Happy Tuesday. It is another episode of Two Trades in 2 Minutes. Hi, Ross Givens, a stock trader for more than 20 years. And every Tuesday, I try to bring you two low-risk, high-probability trading opportunities. Stocks I think are setting up to buy right now. And in fact, today, I'm going to bring you four because there's two stocks I think are buyable today and two setting up. And I'm going to show you where I would buy those on a breakout. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll see these each week along with the other content that will show up in your YouTube feed. So let's dive into the market. Now, if you were watching CNBC a week ago Friday, or God forbid went on finance Twitter, you'd have thought the world was falling. Trump threatened 100% tariffs on China. Indexes fell 3.5%. But as expected, and as I pointed out in one of last week's videos, all the internals are still strong. Everything still says we go higher. And of course, as expected, the market has ripped back up. NASDAQ back sitting at all-time highs. S&P 500 also within spitting distance of highs. Gold, which showed a 1 day of weakness that made everybody panic, has ripped back to highs at 43.86. Silver within $2 of highs. The only kind of inflationary asset not moving is Bitcoin. And this is one I called a breakout back here last July. It initially did great. We had this 10-15% move the first couple of days, and then it has just failed to show any progress. And this really looks like stage 3 action to me. It is breaking down. I know some of you guys you'd rather me talk about your spouse than Bitcoin, but I just don't see the move coming right now. So let's talk about a couple of stocks I can see getting moving. Let's put on a 2-minute timer. We'll see if this is our lucky week and we can get it done under the limit. Now, the first stock is MP Materials, ticker MP. This is one of those rare earth stocks. There's a big global fight going on for rare earths. Tension between the U.S. and China is causing some of these to move. This has been an absolute monster this year. It's the company that did some of those big deals with the Department of Defense. It went from 20 to 40 to 80 to $100 a share. But I like it here as a pullback buy. And if you were in my Monday morning live session yesterday, I talked about that, saying it's a buy here. It's $80 at the time. It's currently 83. I'm recording this Monday evening. But a nice low-risk place to buy. I like buying ideally on breakouts, and my second favorite place to buy is on a retest of the breakout area, and it's exactly where we are now. So I think MP is a buy here, currently trading, again, as of Monday afternoon at around $83 a share. I would work a stop loss about 10% below here at 75. And if it's going to bounce, it should do so now, okay? Next stock I want to take a look at is First Solar, FSLR. Now, I've been talking a lot about following the industry strength. You guys are probably tired of hearing it by now. But one area I've been mentioning the last couple of months is solar, which is slowly rising up the ranks. It's only in a couple of these lists now. It was in several of them a couple of weeks ago. And solar is quietly ripping higher. And I think what's happening is some of these nuclear stocks have become so richly valued, so high, they're pushing to some of the other alternative energy areas like solar. And basically it all comes down to this AI boom. They don't have enough power. Where's it going to come from? That's caused the nuclear boom, the quantum boom, and solar is a nice alternative. Elon Musk is a big proponent of solar. And if we go back and look at a chart of First Solar, you can see it's been in a beautiful uptrend since June. Nope, didn't make it this week. And this is about as clean of an uptrend as you were ever going to find. This stock is riding the blue 20-day moving average like a racehorse at Westminster and just glued to the thing. You had a nice little dip here. So this is not a huge mover. It's not a stock that's going to put 80, 100% gains up in a couple of weeks, but nice, strong uptrend, up 50, 60% the last couple of months. You're just buying right here, buying a small pullback, riding the trend line. If it was me, I'd buy here, work a stop loss. You could give it, if you want to give it a full 10%, you could do so. I don't even think you need to, honestly. I'd probably give this thing about a 5% stop, keep the risk tight. That way, if it goes up 15, 20%, you can start peeling it back. Now, two other trades that are not, in my opinion, viable now, but are setting up. And I might have talked about a couple of these before. One of them is Palantir, PLTR. This stock needs no introduction. The big commercial AI application, with huge Department of Defense government contracts. And I've drawn how it's kind of shaping out. Now, I drew this white line up to here about a week ago, and I drew this yellow extension showing what I'd like to see. And so far, it is playing ball. Clear as day, there's resistance at about 188, 189 bucks a share. Nice shallowing consolidation. If Palantir gets up above 189, 190, I would absolutely buy the breakout here. Put a stop loss to swing low for a 10% risk. You're in tight on a leading stock in a strong market and a big institutional favorite. Okay, so keep an eye on Palantir. I just set an alert at like 188. Keep your eye on it. The other one that has been a big leader this year is Roblox. Almost exactly the same chart as Palantir. Came out of a nice low here, made a good move, consolidated again here, April, May, exploded, doubled June, July, and August. And again, it's just shallowing out in that our go-to breakout pattern here. But the thing shallows, absorbs supply, chases stops, and just tightening up here for an explosion potentially higher. So I think Roblox a buy above 142, depending on how this thing shakes out. Like if it does what I'm hoping in here and something like that, and then breaks out, I would buy it on a break through resistance here at about 144. And my stop loss would be at whatever the swing low is. So if it puts in one little tightening wing, I'd put it there. If it doesn't really tighten up, I'd put it right down there below that low. But either way, you should be able to get away with somewhere in the 5 to 8% stop loss on Roblox. So that's 2 trades in 2-ish minutes that you can buy now, and 2 more, I believe, setting up for big breakouts in the coming weeks or months. I hope this helps, and if you haven't already, like this video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. That way, these will show up in your video feed going forward, and hopefully we can make a little money together.